I got these live edge boards, and I've been having trouble trying to figure out what I wanted to do with them because of the odd shape. But I think I've decided I'm going to make an end table, and I'll be using these for the top. I've got other pieces that I'll be using to fill in the width of the top, and I'm going to use these logs for legs. The first order of business is to get a straight edge on all of these pieces so I can see exactly what I've got to work with. Got the top laid out and just dry clamped. Got it marked where I need to make the cuts. The joints are looking pretty good. And once I get good clamping pressure from both ends, everything is going to fit pretty well. Got the location of my biscuits marked on all my pieces, and I went ahead and mark the top where I can reassemble it in the order that I've got it now without too much trouble. Alright, that's all the biscuits, all the biscuit slots. Well, this should be an interesting glue up. I'm doing the top in 2 stages just because it's got so many biscuits and so many pieces. We'll let that dry for a while and then get the other half glued up. Got the 2 halves glued up, looking good. I had to run this one through the joiner for this edge just for one pass. I took about a 1/64 of an inch off of it because where these 2 boards come together, there was a little bit of a ridge. The joint looks tight. It's like the long board was just slightly wider than the short board for some reason. But I got it looking good, so getting ready to glue them up. Got the RAS set up for slab flattening. I'm going to take just a shave off of both sides of this top. Some of the boards didn't quite meet up when I glued them up. This one is a little high in the middle. It fits on the ends flush. I could probably sand it out, but I would rather just use a slab flattening bit. And that way I don't take a chance of cupping the top out trying to sand away so much. It'd be better if I've got a perfectly smooth top to start with before I sand it. Got a auxiliary fence clamp behind here to give me some space for my guard to drop back without hitting the fence. And I'm using this board to keep the top from getting pulled around by the bit. Took the legs back to the miter saw and shaved the top ends to get them sitting up as straight as possible. I want them either straight or leaning slightly to the outside. I don't want them leaning inside because I don't want the table to be prone to toppling over. I've got leg positions marked on the bottom of the table, and I've marked each end, or I've put 2 marks on each leg. I'm going to notch these out for skirt piece. I'll have a skirt running in between each of the legs on each side and each end. So I've got to cut a notch out of the corner of each one. I want to be able to disassemble this for shipping. I considered several different ways of fitting the skirt pieces to the legs, but I've decided just to go ahead and chisel the leg to match the profile of the skirt. I think that's going to give the best looking fit of any of the ways that I could do it. I got all the skirts mortised into the legs. Now I've got to cut cross braces to go in the corners so I can put a bolt through into each leg to hold it in place. A little sticker on the outside of the pencil was keeping it from going through the hole. So yeah, it works now. Got all 3 spots marked. So I'm going to do the rest of them. Get the holes drilled and get the threaded inserts installed. Got a 5/32 slot cutter set up in the router table so I can cut the slots in the skirts for the hold downs that will attach the skirt to the tabletop. Got this piece of MDF clamped down as a stop block so I can cut in the right position. I measured and marked a bunch of spots all the way around my legs, and then used a flexible strip of wood to connect the dots. I don't know how well this is going to work out, how much that's going to help, but I'm hoping I can go by this guideline to get these things cut. It's going to be a little bit of a trick, seeing as how they're all different shapes and different angles. Got all the sanding done on the table. Everything is bolted down. I got my legs to roof length. This one is just a little bit long, and right now I'm using my belt sander to try to tweak it just a tad to get the table to sit level and not rock. Once I get it sitting level on my workbench, I'm going to drill out the ends and put adjustable feet in here. Yeah, still need a little more. The camera timed out before I finished shaving the legs off, but I got it now. It's not rocking. Feels good on the workbench, but that doesn't mean it's going to be perfect on somebody's floor. So I'm going to go ahead and put the leg levelers in just in case. Down to the last of the leg levelers. I had to adjust the other three a little bit. To get them to screw in and out smoothly. This one looks like it's centered pretty well, so I'm hoping I won't have to adjust it. But we'll see in just a minute. It's dragging too. Really just need to get a slightly bigger Forstner bit, and that will take care of the problem. A little grinding stone didn't seem to be doing a very good job, so I wound up just using a chisel. Alright, let's try it now. Hey, got it big enough that time. Alright. I'm going to drill a couple holes in here to use to run it out. Now, need to get it started. Just put a couple nails in there, twist them, and it is out. recess. All right. Got one coat of tung oil on all the visible parts. I'm going to let that dry and then flip it over and do the underside. And then I'll come back with a second coat on everything. Eventually I'm going to take the top loose and coat the parts that the skirt are covering on the underside of the top. But this is going to be it for this video.